These are the 3 biggest mistakes that course creators make when they're creating a course. Because let's be honest and face it, if your course sucks, even if you have the biggest audience, you're not going to get any breakthrough because fundamentally you have a poor quality course. And the core driver for a successful online course business is that you need to have a product, which is your courses, which actually changes the lives of the students who go through it, in that they are able to not only learn, but also apply what you are teaching them in your course. So let's get straight into it as I take you through the 3 biggest mistakes that online course creators make when they're creating their course. And these are lessons which I learned in creating my own 7-figure course where I've sold over 3,000 courses in the last 2 years. And the number 1 biggest mistake is that people make their courses too complicated. In Australia, we have this principle which is called the KISS principle, and it stands for keep it simple, stupid. The hardest part about creating a course is actually not what you put in the course, it's actually what you leave out and don't include in the course. And the reason for that is because oversharing too much knowledge actually makes your course more complicated and hard to understand. The goal with the course is that you want to use what I call the Google Maps method. We've all probably used Google Maps where you enter in where you are now to your goal destination. And the beauty of Google Maps is that it gives you very, very simple instructions, just letting you know exactly what you need to do and what the next step is without overcomplicating it. So as you're using Google Maps, you get simple, very clear instructions like turn right in 500 meters, then stay on that road for another 5.3 kilometers, and then you're taking the 3rd exit at the roundabout. Very clear instructions which take you from where you are now to your goal destination. Along the way, Google Maps isn't interrupting the journey and giving you information about when the buildings were built and who are the famous people who live in these houses. It's purely focused on the task at hand. And that's what your course needs to be as well. Successful courses cut out all of the unnecessary information and purely focus on the core steps that is going to get the student from where they are now to be able to complete the task that they're wanting to learn about. So remember, if you're wanting to create a successful course, just keep it simple, stupid. And what I want to do to help you with that right now is that I want to give you free access to my course creation checklist. And this is a checklist which I've put together, which lists all of the individual tasks that you need to complete in order to get your course from an idea in your head down to a product which is ready to sell to your audience. And as part of that checklist, you also get access to 2 extra things, which is you also get my website planner guide, which takes you through a series of questions so that you can write a website which is going to convert. And then finally, on top of all of that, I also give you a free 30-day trial to the online platform which I use and love, which is Kajabi. And to get all of that free extra teaching, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. But right now, let's get back to the 3 biggest mistakes with mistake number 2, which is that for your course, don't focus on head knowledge and certificates. You need to purely focus on how to get it done. Earlier in this video, I mentioned that I've sold over 3,000 courses and none of those courses offer a certificate. And in fact, out of all of those students, not once, 0, nada, I have never been asked, can I get a certificate for completing your course? The reason for that is because my core belief with courses is that people complete them in order to know exactly how to complete a task rather than getting a certificate. And the reason why I have this core belief is because the actual catalyst for me getting into course creation came from a good friend of mine having a really bad experience with buying a course. They bought an overpriced course, which was $3,000. And this course was in the field of digital marketing. And by the time they had finished that course, what they said is that they knew all the terms and they could talk the talk, but if they got a job at a digital agency that day, they would have absolutely no idea about how to set up a Google Ads campaign or a Facebook ads campaign or to put together a marketing strategy. And the funny thing is that they got over 90% on the exam. So they'd finished the course, got 90%, had the pretty little certificate to show for it, but had no practical experience in how to actually complete the task. And that is the problem with a lot of courses, in that they just focus on head knowledge and giving you that big certificate moment rather than teaching you exactly how to complete the course. And you can see the mismatch. People buy courses because they want to be given a step-by-step process in how to complete a task. They don't just want a certificate, and they don't just want to know more terms, which makes them appear more smart. So to avoid that big mistake, remember, actually focus your course on teaching people the practical steps of how to get things done. And the third and final mistake that course creators make is that they strive for perfection over pressing publish. Now, don't hear me wrong. Your course does have to have a level of quality, and you do have to spend some time to make sure that it is a valuable product, but it will never be perfect. The first course that I launched 2 years ago, in the time that I've launched it, I've added in 3 updates, and then just in the last couple of months, I did a complete relaunch of that course. Just because I saw that while it was good, there was always ways that we could improve it and make it better and make the learning more practical for my students. And I'm fully aware that over the coming months and years, I'll have to add more updates to that course, even though it's a highly selling course, which we're getting great feedback from all of our students. And this is that concept that I really want to let you know about. There's power in putting it together and publishing it rather than just trying to make the perfect course. I've got people in my circle that have been trying to put together a course now for 3, some people even more than 3 years, and they've never actually published it. And it's because of this fake pursuit of perfection. Let me burst your bubble. Your course will never be perfect. But the goal is not perfection. The goal is having a course which practically teaches people how they can complete the task which they're wanting to learn. Thank you for joining me. My name is Aaron Young. I'm from 7 Figure Coaching. And if you would like to right now learn more about how you can create a course in 2024 that sells and also changes the lives of your students, why don't you go through and watch this video right here. Thanks again. See you next time.